Frontier Community Access Television, and welcome to the baseball season, folks. It's good to be back. I'm Mason Smith here with Tom Albert and Tori Melnick, and this is the home opener, but not the season opener for the Frontier Redhawks in their baseball season. They already played one game. That was at Southwick. They won 10-2 in Max Skrubisky-Bannock's first outing on the mound of the season, trying to carry on his brother Liam's legacy here as a Redhawk. Wearing the same numbers as him as well, 22. We won't see him pitching tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Starting on the mound for the Redhawks will be Joe Yakoski, who I believe I talked to him earlier today. I think he said that he had one or two starts last season. But the pitching, and me and you talked about this a little bit, Tom, is going to be a bit of an issue down the stretch for the Redhawks.
Yeah, it really could be. I mean, especially like you go back to last year, Frontier had, seven or eight seniors that graduated. So definitely a different team this year than it was last. So.
Yeah, and on the other side of the field is the Hampshire Raiders, wearing the red and white today, the visiting team. This is also a team that has been damaged by missing seniors, around 6 of them from our count on Mass Live. But they have a pretty deep roster as well, same as the Redhawks. And this is a pretty exciting start to the season here for the Redhawks baseball team, a revenge tour, as the boys are calling it. They beat Southwick, who beat them in their Western Mass consolation game last year by just 1 run, and Hampshire was the team that knocked them out of the Western Mass tournament in the quarterfinals in a score of 6-5 last year. So stakes are high personally, and in terms of pride for the Redhawks, and they will be taking the field on defense first in this game, as they are the home team. Raiders up to bat first, and Joe Yakoski taking the mound for the first time this season. It was a good outing, I might add, in the game against Southwick for Skrubisky-Bannock. If I'm remembering right, around 4 innings he pitched out of the 7 here. So it's not, for those of you who are not as familiar with some of the rules in high school, it's only 7 innings, not 9. And he pitched 3 full innings and a couple outs, I was told. 3 strikeouts, 7 walks. He wasn't too happy about the 7 walks, but for his first outing, he said, I didn't do terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad, especially first game of the season. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And now for his first outing is going to be Joe Yakoski, warming up on the mound as the Hawks take the field. We apologize for some of the wind here. We're trying our best with some wind jackets, but that's the reality. I mean, we've spent all winter in the gym, and it's you never have any wind issues there, except for our breath on the mic. But new season, new kinds of issues for us on the tech side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Starting out in the field for the Redhawks, behind home plate in the catcher's uniform, Caden James, as usual. He's been in that position for several years now, going back to his rec days when I used to play with him. Pitched to him a few times, actually. I wasn't the best pitcher, but I did that. At first, we're going to see Porter Hall, who's not in the batting order. He will be the 10th man sitting out as Colin West in the designated hitter spot takes his slot in the lineup there. Second base, it's Jack Cusson, who some of you might remember from the ridiculous run that the boys soccer team had this fall. He was the goalie, was on JV boys basketball, I believe, in the winter, and now he's on varsity baseball here. Shortstop, Austin Durso, also might know him from basketball. Braden Dion, again from basketball. He was on JV along with Jack Cusson. And in left field, it's Brady Pareda, Ben Karen at center field, and Henry Drinker in right. And as we said, Colin West, designated hitter. But now coming up to bat, number 11, Riley Florick, the shortstop for the Raiders. And we're underway, as it will be ball 1. Pitched a little inside, it looked like. to Florek from Akoski. Second pitch on the way. Low, a little outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count here. A pretty good turnout as well from plenty of parents and a few students I'm seeing over there, Tom.
Yeah. First game of the season, we'll give them a break, right?
And there's the first strike of the season for Joey. Caught him looking on that one. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That evens up the count. And that will be a low ball 3 for a full count. As Florek works his way back into the advantage here in his first at-bat. The kick and delivery from Akoski, low, and he walks him. Well, standard, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, not the best way you want to start out the game, but you know, maybe it turns into a double play. We'll just have to wait and see. So
yeah, always got to hope for the best. And there was only 2 runs let up by the Red Hawks in 7 innings last game, just yesterday actually, against Southwick. Called strike on Thomas Moore, the right fielder. Koski keeping an eye on Florek. And now he tries to pick him off. He's safe at first, diving back in time, but keeping him in check over there. The delivery, swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 count.
Yeah, good way to start off the second at bat. So
standard set high yesterday by Skrbisky-Banek. And that will be outside for the first called ball of the at-bat.
Yeah, it was a nice curveball though, so.
Yeah, plenty of motion on that one. You could see that even from the side angle that we have over here, right around first base. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. That is the first out away for the Red Hawks. Man on first is Florek for the Raiders, stepping up to bat. One of the 2 captains in the lineup this afternoon, Jacob Seacard, second baseman, who takes ball 1 outside. Still inching off first is Riley Florek. Koski with the delivery. And a foul tip looked to be the motion from the umpire behind home plate. Some pretty nice weather today, too. Not too sunny, but the wind died down a little bit.
Yep, we're still in late March, so.
Called strike 2 there. Yeah, the weather's just going to keep getting better. You know, we're here, me and you, Tom, and some pants and hoodies, and it'll be shorts and a T-shirt soon enough.
Yeah.
And that one will be sent into play. Dion over to second. Cusson is there, and they won't turn the double play as Hall waves him off.
Hey, they got the lead runner, so that works out for them. Doesn't put somebody in scoring position, so.
Now up to bat, the other captain, Phil Morin. Looked like a changeup there. That drifted in slowly for the first strike of the at-bat on the first pitch.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch.
Koski's delivery. That one is sent deep into left field. Pareda underneath, and he makes the one-handed catch. That retires the side. And it will be 4 up before the 3 outs gets the best of the Raiders. Red Hawks will be up in a moment. We'll be right back after the mid-inning break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Bottom of the first here, and it's Colin Hogan on the mound for the Raiders. Ben Karen up to bat. He takes the first pitch, a ball right around his ankles. As the wind picks up here, trying to cover up our mics.
Yeah.
That is high inside, ball 2. Karen feeling pretty confident at the plate. He is the starting center fielder for the Red Hawks. Went 2 for 4, I was told, if I'm remembering correctly, in their game against Southwick, as that is sent to shallow center, coming in, and the catch is made by Moreau. Good contact, though, on the first at-bat by Ben Karen.
Yeah, that was a nice catch there by the center fielder for Hampshire.
Some good placement, too. The shallow outfield is kind of where you want to hit it, especially at this level.
Yeah.
Unless you're aiming for a gap. Ball 1 called on Brady Pareda, who made the catch at the end of the top of the first for the third out. And he takes strike 1 right down the middle, it looked like.
Yeah. But now he's seeing what's coming, so if we can be ready now.
Hogan with the windup, the delivery. And that's low inside for ball 2. Hogan on the kick. Strike 2 called. Breda hasn't taken a swing so far in his first at bat. Behind the plate, Phil Morin for Colin Hogan. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that is hit almost into the scoreboard. It's a foul ball of no consequence, as we already have 2 strikes. Hogan gets a fresh ball, delivers the pitch. That one's going to be grounded to the second baseman, and an easy flip over to first for the out.
Second out there.
That was Seacard, the second baseman, fielding the grounder and tossing it over to Ethan Kudelka.
Yeah, he kind of tossed it kind of slow, so it almost was a close play at first. So
it's a good hustle right there from Brady Pareda, trying making it close. This is Austin Durso, the shortstop. Check swing, but a strike nonetheless. Durso trying to get on base to avoid a 3-up, 3-down inning. And that is strike 2. It looked like he felt that was inside. He's kind of itching to swing right now. He had a check swing on the first, some motion on the second, and a good eye right there on the first ball.
Yeah, that one was way outside, so definitely don't want to swing at that.
Yeah. Good stop from Morin behind the plate, as that one is going to be chipped, and foul is the call.
Good job staying alive, though. So
yeah, and a good job running it out.
Yeah, that was close down the line. So
yeah, looked like it was fielded just right at the bag as well when the call was made, as that is inside. And he hit him.
Oh.
Base is taken by Durso. And that's a base runner that the Red Hawks will take. James, the catcher, taking off his shin guards there, tossing him aside as he steps up into the batter's box. Always been a heavy hitter ever since I knew him in rec ball. Hogan with the delivery, and it bounces in the dirt. Durso takes second on the wild pitch.
Hey, that puts him in scoring position, so base hit could score him.
We'll have to see what kind of lead Durso's going to take. He's walking out. The pitch, ground ball to third. He bobbled it. The throw, not in time. It goes behind us. And Durso is going to walk it in.
Hey, there you go. You know, an error and a bad throw over to first, and Frontier's on top of the first inning. So,
And I think that'll be more of an error for the shortstop there, Floric. Threw it a little high, it seemed, and also bobbled the ball in the first place. But Durso comes home on the error, and that is going to be foul tip for Henry Drinker, one of the younger players on the Red Hawks as well. Don't believe he was on the varsity roster last year in the freshman class, and now he's the starting right fielder.
hey, there you go, you know.
James taking the lead off second behind Hogan. Here's the pitch. Low, and a good stop behind home plate by Phil Morin to prevent James from taking third. 1-1 the count. Delivery from Hogan on the way, and that's going to be grounded right back to Hogan. Easy out at first. That retires the first inning, but the Red Hawks have a 1-0 lead over the Hampshire Raiders, trying to complete the second part of their revenge tour here at home. We'll be back with the top of the second inning in just a few minutes. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Top of the second here in South Deerfield. The Red Hawks leading the Hampshire Raiders 1-0 after an error by Riley Floric. Gave Red Hawks the lead there. And it's Akoski delivering a low pitch for ball one to the third baseman, Vince Carr. In the first inning, Akoski with a 1 walk, 1 hit given up, and 1 strikeout. So checking all the boxes so far. Check swing, did he go? He did. That'll be strike 1.
1-1. So.
The pitch to Carr, low for ball 2. Koski's delivery right down the middle, called strike 2.
Yeah, this would be a good pitcher's count, you know. You got a pitch or two to give, so.
Swing and a miss, got him for strike 3. Second strikeout for Joey Akoski. It's only the second inning. Some pretty good numbers so far for high school baseball as Joe Morrow, the center fielder, steps up to the plate taking a big practice swing there.
Yeah, one strikeout per inning. So
Low strike one called, right around his knees. Morrow taking some big cuts there as he steps out of the batter's box and now back in. Okoski waiting for him. The kick, the delivery. Outside and low for ball one. We're even here. Infielders playing pretty far back. Shortstop and second baseman just about at the grass of the outfield. And that one is going to be foul. Hit it onto home plate, and then it spiraled forward.
Yeah, I thought it hit his body, but nope.
But that's going to be strike two on him. So now 1-2 count. Koski. That one's going to be popped up underneath it. Cussin with the grab. Fly out to second for Joe Morrow. And now it will be the first baseman, Ethan Kudelka, who was on the receiving end of the error in the first inning. That one is belted very high. Dion tracking it back. Well foul.
Yep.
Pretty lucky it didn't hit someone there. I think that the fans were trying to communicate to each other.
Yeah, just got to duck and cover, I guess.
2 outs, nobody on. 0-1 the count in favor of Okoski against Ethan Kudelka. The pitch, low for ball one.
That's an interesting speed we've been seeing, Mason, so.
Yeah.
Good thing to switch things up every once in a while, but.
That one is fouled very far back into the woods, and it's gone that way. Gone the wrong way, I should say.
Yep.
We were just talking during the break, I think it was between the top of the first and the bottom, how many balls are behind us in the woods here over the fence. It's got to be quite a few.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that the brush, is that he strikes him out there. You know, the brush was cut down there, so.
Yeah, there were plans of having a practice soccer field installed back there, but I heard there was some property issues. That was a few years back when they were talking about clearing it and making it accessible for the students. But Okoski gets Kudelka swinging on the 1-2 count. That's his third strikeout of the game. And the Red Hawks go 1-2-3 in the second. We'll be back with the bottom of the second as Colin Hogan walks back out to the mound for the Raiders. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Bottom of the second here in South Deerfield. Hogan on the mound once again for the Raiders. It's the designated hitter, Colin West, up to bat. Takes The low ball one.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of pitches go like that for him, so it's just like low and outside that just get away from him. So
Yeah, I mean, these are two teams that are definitely struggling in the pitching department a little bit. So that's ball 2 called inside. And this is the first game of the season for the Hampshire Raiders. As we said before, the Red Hawks had their first game already against the Southwick Rams, who they beat 10-2. West, of course, I mean, we get to this point in the year where if you've been a long-time viewer of FCAT, you've seen a lot of these student athletes before in some of their other sports. I mean, we've got 2-sport, 3-sport athletes here at Frontier, and it's fun to watch them through the seasons, as that will be outside. We got ourselves a full count on the first at-bat in the second inning for the Red Hawks. But Colin West, of course, one of the big players on the football team in the fall, tight end, kind of just a do-it-all sort of guy, as well as their punter. Very incredible punter, too. I think his longest on the season was upwards of 75 yards.
Wow.
Which was quite a bit of rolling, I'll say, but still very impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he walks him. So that's the first walk for Colin Hogan of the afternoon, although he did already give a base to a batter after he hit Austin Durso, grazed him, I should say, on his, I guess it was his forearm is where he hit him, I think. So this is the pitcher, Joe Yakoski, who is in the batting order. And I was saying to you, Tom, before the game, I love to see the pitcher-on-pitcher matchups here in the high school. You never see it in college or in the pro level, as that is fouled off over the fence again.
Yep, that one goes into the woods, so gone forever.
Just about. I mean, I think last year we had some guys that would go back out there, but it's a little too early in the season for that, I think.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Akoski, and it's low, stopped by Morin behind home plate for ball 2.
2-1 count here, so good hitters count.
Yeah. Hogan just seeming to struggle with some of his placement over home plate, it looks like. As he winds up, pitches. That one's going to be grounded over to third. Double play opportunity, and he fumbled the ball.
Yeah, you gotta field it before you can think about throwing it. So.
And the runners advance on the error by the third baseman. We got the umpires discussing something here.
I'm not sure what they were saying, but
might have been. It looks like there was a conversation being had with the Hampshire coach, and we have a pinch runner on here for the Red Hawks for Joe Yakoski. As that ball is low in the dirt, stopped. Up to bat here, Jack Cusson. We were distracted a little bit by the whole situation with the umpires, trying to figure out who's the pinch hitter. I think that might be Grayson Bishop. That one is fouled up high over the backstop. Look out. And didn't hit anyone's car by the sound of it.
yeah, I never try to park close to the baseball field because
Yeah.
you don't want your car getting hit, so leave a nasty dent.
It is Grayson Bishop. On first right now, pinch running for Joe Yakoski. Cusson, ground ball, looking to turn a double play, and that's Vince Carr, who will tap the bag and get the lead runner out, Colin West. But Cusson singles on the ground ball to Vince Carr.
Oh, that's a nice
Sharp line drive. That is fair. rounding the bases, coming home. Grayson Bishop, he will score. Held at third is Jack Cusson, but that is a pretty nice double right there for Braden Dion. Right off the bat, I mean, he just didn't wait for any kind of pitch. He took the first one that came his way and sent it into left field.
Yeah, sometimes the first pitch you get is the best one you'll see, so.
Yeah. That will be ball one for Ben Karen.
Yeah, the Hawks jump to a 2-0 early lead here in the top of the second, or bottom of the second, excuse me.
So that will be strike one called against Karen, who flew out to Joe Moreau in center field at his last at-bat in the first inning. And that is strike two called. That one's going to be driven up, not through the gap, fielded by the shortstop, and he's out at first. Karen can't believe it. Very close call right there.
Hey, but there's an RBI, so.
Yeah. So a 6-3 ground out for Karen on the 1-2. Up to bat here, Brady Pareda. Strike one called, looking against him. But that was Jack Cusson who scored before. And now it's Braden Dion, who is at third. Low ball stopped again by Morin. Been pretty good so far behind home plate, keeping some of those wild pitches in check for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think he's only let one go by him, so.
Yeah. Big lead off a third. That one is fouled back sharply into the woods for strike two on Brady Pareda. 1-2 the count. That one's popped up high, going to stay in the infield. Kadelka underneath it, and he makes the grab for the third out.
Hey, the Red Hawks get 2 runs, so.
Yeah, pretty successful inning for them so far, and a good outing for Joe Yakowski as he will go back to the mound as we go to the top of the third inning. Red Hawks lead 3-0 now. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Right back into the action with a called strike one against Colin Hogan in his first at-bat.
off speed there. Didn't get him to chase, so.
1-1 the count here. Delivery. That one is going to be lined out sharply. Jumping attempt from Cussin. Won't get there in time, but fielded by Henry Drinker and thrown into second. Base hit there for Colin Hogan as he wins the at-bat against his opposing pitcher.
Yeah, he won the mano-a-mano, as I like to call it.
Up to bat now, Cameron Hunsaker. Strike one called. He's the DH for the Raiders in red.
We've seen no one from both of the teams try to steal second, so wonder if we'll see that or not. But
so that's ball one called. Well, we didn't see a stolen base, but we saw Durso take second on a wild pitch during James's first at bat, as that one is grounded to the shortstop. Throw was low. He got him for the first out, but it's a single for Hunsaker. 1 out down for the Red Hawks.
Yep, fielder's choice there. So
to bat now, his second appearance in the batter's box. Riley Florick walked last time on a full count. Delivery high and inside for ball one. Strike one, even now is the count.
With umpire telling the Hampshire dugout they gotta knock the language off, I guess, you know.
And now he'll have to come back. He was gunning for second. That was Hunsaker, who was making an attempt at a steal, but the foul ball brings him back. Now it's a 1-2 count against Florick. Hall with his glove waiting for a pickoff attempt, and it will be ball two on the delivery to home plate. They had one pretty good pickoff attempt that wasn't successful, but it was a nice turnaround and a throw from Akoski on the mound before.
Yep.
Now he goes to second, the throw from James, and it was a good stop, not in time. Durso couldn't get his glove on it, but put his body in the way and didn't let it pass him into the outfield. So some good base running right there from Hunsaker as he steals second.
And there we go. There's the first steal I was looking for. So
it's a full count at home. That one is fouled back sharply into the woods as we have a school bus pulling in on the other side of the field. Might be one of our teams coming back from a trip.
Yeah.
That one's going to be grounded up the
That
third base
fair.
line. It's going to be fair.
Oh.
And Dion didn't have enough time to make a play. And no, it is foul. That was the motion. Did not catch that.
Still a 3-2 full count, though.
Long at bat here for Riley Florick. And we haven't been keeping track of the pitch count for Hakoski. That one is fouled up sharply, coming our way. Might have to get out of the way. And that's right next to Tom. By about, how close was that? About a foot, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Well, some action over here for us in our makeshift booth.
Yep.
As Florick stays alive in the batter's box. Almost kills us over here.
Yep.
Or I guess kills the stream. Could have landed on the computer. That would have been pretty bad.
I think I would have tried to catch it if it was
if it was coming that close. As that will be ball four. Florick walks. That might be a little bit our fault. Hakoski worried about us. Gets rattled on the mound, and he throws ball four.
Yep.
Joey with already 3 strikeouts in his outing today. And now he throws one past home plate, taking third, and second are the runners for the Raiders. Advancing on a wild pitch.
Yep, and just like that, I mean, you could base hit, could score too, so.
This is pretty much the situation that the Red Hawks found themselves in with Durso that got them their first run of the game.
Yeah.
Nikoski on the 1-0. That one is sent high, but shallow. Underneath it, Durso, and he makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
It's unfortunate for the Raiders. I mean, they only had 1 out, 2 guys in scoring position, so.
Now it's Jacob Seacard, 1 for 1 so far in the game. He had a single at his last at-bat, and now he rips that one fair into left field. 1 run, and now 2 will score for the Raiders. The throw to the plate not in time, trying to catch him at first.
Oh, what?
Safe, he's safe is the call from the infield umpire. Big single for Jacob Seacard.
Thought for sure he was going to be called out at.
Looked like he might. It was a close play. Just like that, 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 1 against Phil Morin, the other captain. He's the catcher. He's been doing a great job behind home plate. Trying to catch him at first, tag not in time. Gutsy play right there from Caden James. As it was a ball that was called, so now we're even at 1 on the count to Morin. Swing and a hit driven out to left field. That's going to be fielded by Pareda. Back-to-back singles to left for the Raiders.
The Raiders got something going here in the top of the 3rd, so.
Vince Carr, now the Raider up to bat. Struck out in his last appearance. So that will be ball 1 called low and outside. Koski chooses his pitch, the delivery, strike called. Infielders drifting back, looking to contain the play and prevent a score. So that will be outside and low again for ball 2. 2-1 the count. 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Raiders. Here's the 2-1 to Phil Morin.
Oh.
Hits right in the head. Oh, boy.
He domed him there. Not good for the Red Hawks right here.
Yeah. Nikoski had a great start, but that first score, those first 2 scores that came in right at the same time, definitely rattled him. And now he's got himself in a tough situation. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and now James is going to come out to talk to him, as it is Joe Morrow who is up to bat right now. The center fielder for the Raiders popped out to Cusson at his last at-bat, just last inning. James returns back behind home plate after a brief discussion. Some words of encouragement to Joey. Nikoski with the kick, the delivery, strike called.
Yeah, nice off speed to start there, so. Frontier they need to get out of this with no more damage, so.
Strike 2. Still looking. Morrow not biting quite yet, choosing his pitch. Big opportunity for him, but here's the 0-2. 2 outs gone, bases loaded. Nikoski, the delivery. That one is going to be fouled off into the woods. Morrow stays alive. Still an 0-2 count. Big pitches here for Akoski.
Oh, he
Swing
got
and
him.
a miss. He
Yep.
got him. The tag placed as the pitch was dropped afterwards. But the 4th strikeout of the afternoon from Akoski gets the Red Hawks out of a pretty rough situation. But the Raiders still score 2 on a great single from Jacob Secar that was out to left field. 2 RBIs for him, as now it looks like we're having a discussion between the Raiders head coach, Mark Baldwin, and one of the umpires, the home plate umpire, I believe. They've had a couple discussions so far in this game, Tom.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on.
As his team has taken the field, he'll retreat back to the dugout here, and we'll take a, no, not quite yet. They're still talking. Looks like it might be getting a little heated here. The umpire pretty insistently explaining something to Coach Baldwin, and now they go their separate ways for the time being.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting altercation there. So
Yeah, not sure if he might have said something quickly to Coach Chris Williams of the Red Hawks, but I'm not sure. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if they have a re-engagement later on in the afternoon.
yeah, you don't want to see your coach getting thrown out of a game. That would not be good,
No,
Mason.
no. Well, the good news for the Red Hawks in that inning, which was a little rough for them defensively, Tom, is they kept themselves free of errors, which have been the bad luck charm, it seems, of the Hampshire Raiders so far in this game. 2 of them, which have resulted in some pretty significant opportunities and eventual scores for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, error. You just got to field the ball cleanly and hopefully get it over to first in time. But
Yeah.
Twice there was the shortstop that made one and the third baseman. So
yeah,
they both made an error over there. So good for the Red Hawks, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it goes. First game up out of the offseason. Things are going to be a little shaky here and there. Just hope you can recover in some way or another, whether it's by the bat or the glove. But right now, it's the bat that's up for the Red Hawks. Austin Durso, in his 2nd plate appearance of the afternoon. He was hit by a pitch before and is met with a called strike 1 as he goes up against Colin Hogan for the 2nd time.
Ooh.
Inside, he was flinching there, getting a little flashbacks, it looked like.
Yeah, didn't want that one.
Yeah. Something Hogan might be able to use to his advantage if he can place the ball well. That one is hammered past Hogan to the second baseman, and the out is there. 1 away for the Raiders. Seacard with the assist on that out.
Yeah, that was a bit of a high pitch to swing at. It was kind of like a chop swing almost. So.
Yeah. And now it'll be Caden James up to bat, his last appearance. He reached 2nd on an error, that first error of the game by the Raiders. That was by the shortstop. It was kind of a combination error. So that will be called strike 1. Count even here. The pitch from Hogan. That one's going to be chopped foul by James for a 1-2 count. But as I was saying, Tom, it was kind of a combination error there between both the shortstop, who bobbled the ball first and then made, I felt like it was a pretty accurate throw, but it drifted high, as that will be ball 2 called against James. And it just cut right across the top of Kudelka's glove and out of play for a ground rule double for Caden James as he fouls that one off in our direction this time, although it won't cause us any harm.
Yeah, no. That's definitely the closest I've been to getting hit. So
yeah, I was going to say we've been pretty lucky when we cover these games, or softball for that matter. That one's going to be hacked out to right field. Looks like it's going to be fair, and he won't make the catch. James stays at first. A great effort there in right field by Thomas Moore, who dove for it, just couldn't get the grab.
Yeah, I mean, still an amazing attempt there by him, you know.
Yeah. As now we're getting another pinch runner here. Up to bat, Henry Drinker. Ground out in his last at bat, takes it inside and a called strike. It looked like he tried to close up the strike zone a little bit there. But it's Grayson Bishop back on first as a pinch runner, and the pickoff attempt throw was low. Hogan, a nervous look back at the dugout. And I think he hit him. I did not. The umpire was, no, it was the first base coach. He was right in the way, and we have time being called for the moment as the players check in on each other. Kadolka seems to be in good shape. I didn't see that. Jeez.
No, I didn't either, so.
Yikes. Well, everyone seems to be all right, so no worse for wear. It's Ethan Kadolka. Still waiting for another pickoff attempt at first. Manning his post as that one is hacked over third base. Foul ball from Drinker.
Yeah, if that was fair, I mean, that would have been a base hit for him, so.
Yeah, it was a pretty good take as well. As we'll have a couple balls being returned to the dugouts. 0-2 the count here to Henry Drinker as Hogan is asked for a reminder. Drinker steps back into the batter's box. Bishop with a short lead off first. The pitch high for ball one. And it looks like we have some bullpen activity that could be happening for the Raiders, Tom. We had, it's behind us over that way. They ran in front of us just a few seconds ago. Backup catcher, and that's going to skip past Morin. Taking second is Grayson Bishop. And that's the second wild pitch. And that's the second pitch that's gotten past Morin today. And the second time that a Frontier base runner has taken advantage of it. That one is going to be fouled in our direction. Going back is Kadolka. Oh, and he can't make the grab. His glove was right there. Just didn't reach out quite far enough. Having a rough inning. One, two, still the count. And I didn't catch the numbers of the players over there, but looks like we might see a pitching change for the Raiders soon as Hogan.
Oh.
Pitches strike three called. Drinker caught looking. It's going to be Colin West up to bat now. So that one will be inside and dropped for ball one.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a man in scoring position, so.
Yeah, he does.
Hopefully he can make do with that, so.
Bishop with the big lead off second. Big swing from West. And it's strike one. Count even now. 2 away for the Raiders. Down only 1 against the Redhawks. Delivery from Hogan, low and covered up by Phil Morin on the second ball to Colin West. Hogan's pitch, low, ball 3.
Yeah, 3-1 count. You probably won't see him swing. Unless it's pretty good.
Delivery from Hogan to West. He takes a hack at it, goes to short. The throw in time, a good stretch from Kadolka on the 6-3 ground out. And that will be the end of the third inning here. closing in on about halfway through this ball game. Home opener for the Red Hawks as they lead the Hampshire Raiders 3-2. We'll be back with the top of the fourth in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
Back to Frontier Community Access Television. Mason Smith here, 3-2 at the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. That's high for ball two. 2-0 is the count. Koski delivers. Swing and a miss. 2-1 count. Pitch. Grounder over to third. Nice stop. Throws it over to first. And that'll be out number one. Nice stop over third base. Down the middle, evens it up 1-1. Koski delivers. Grounder up the middle, goes to second base, over to first, and he's safe, not in time. Oh, and Egan beats out that throw. Up to bat is number 33. Cameron. Allen's in there for a strike. Mason joins us back as
That was not a fun run.
no.
I got a cramp. Drinking too much water, man. That's what happened to me when I ran cross country. You know, it's just too much water.
Well, missed a ground out to third.
Ground out to third. That was by Fidel.
Egan reached first. Throw to second wasn't in time.
Came back in time to see that. Big take. Strike called here.
1-2 is the count.
Against Huntsinger. Off the top there. second baseman?
Yeah, second baseman.
Okay, so that was a cuss. Sorry. Going and taking second is Hogan on the strike 3 call.
2 outs. Man in scoring position. I mean, tying run at second base. So.
Yeah, it's good on Colin Hogan. He's been having a pretty solid game so far. A couple rough pitches here and there, but that was fouled back strongly, backstopped by Riley Flores, who he himself has had an up and down game, some decent plate appearances, but still lurking in the back of his mind that costly error earlier on. That one fouled back again, this time into the woods, 0-2 the count. But as I was saying, Colin Hogan might be coming off the pitcher's mound. We'll see if he stays in the batting line. He should. He's been pretty successful in his 2 at-bats. He's singled both times. That will be the side. Looks like he caught him going that time around. As yet another strikeout, back-to-back Ks for Joey Akoski, recovering from a long 3rd inning.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of strikeouts he's had so far, but other than that 3rd inning, the last one he had, pretty good from Akoski. So.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts now in 4 innings. So that's about as many innings as Skrbisky-Bannock had in the game against Southwick. So we'll see if Joey's going to be staying in once we get to the 5th, but we might get a couple hints of it here with the batting order, and it seems like he's going to be staying in for the time being at least, as he is up to bat next, waiting in the wings, as we will get a new pitcher on the mound here, possibly. Hogan will be coming out, it looks like, and taking the warm-up reps. So it might just be a conditional sort of appearance here in the 4th. For Colin Hogan, because as we said before, Tom, there was the bullpen action. It's actually walking past us right now. That's why we get to wearing a hoodie. Back in just a few moments, it looks like, as the Raiders warm up on the field for the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Right back into the action with ball 1 thrown to Joey Akoski to lead off the Red Hawks at the plate for the bottom of the 4th inning. That will be 2-0, the count. This is just the 2nd time that the pitchers, or the 3rd time, I guess, that the pitchers have faced off. As that is hacked over into the, or towards the dugout for strike 1. And I apologize doubly, actually, because this is the 4th time that the pitchers have met each other. First it was 2nd, then it was the 3rd time, and it is actually the 4th. Akoski's 2nd at bat, and Hogan's already had 2. That will be a strike call, I believe, by the umpire was the motion. Yeah, 2-2. That's inside for ball 3. Having to skip out of the way is Akoski. On deck here, it's Jack Cusson. Full count pitch, and he walks him. Hogan didn't like the call at the plate there, but he'll smile it off. As we'll have another pinch runner coming on. It's Grayson Bishop again for Joey Akoski.
Oh, okay, so.
And now we might have, I think that they're going to allow a pinch runner to come on. They might just be saying not Grayson Bishop, or no. I guess they're just going to keep Akoski out there.
Yeah, what the umpire said, he said 1 per inning, so I guess he only can make 1 pinch runner, or 1 courtesy runner an inning, so.
Well, Akoski base running for the first time this game. Cusson takes ball 1, low. 3-2, still the score here in the bottom of the 4th. Red Hawks lead at home. Ball 2. And now it looks like we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Might see a pitching change here after all. Akoski heads to the Red Hawks dugout. Coach Mark Baldwin of the Raiders comes out to talk to Colin Hogan. Might just be giving him a little pep talk. But as I said, Tom, I think that this might end up being a conditional inning for Colin Hogan if he can hold on, get them a few quick outs, and they have a nice, good defensive inning. He'll get through it all right and add an extra full inning onto his stats early on in the season. But if it gets a little rough, he's going to be taken out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to pitch well here in the 4th. I mean, 3-2 game, and you know, I mean, you got 1 runner at first, but.
And now we do have a runner substitution. So I don't know what the issue was before, and it is going to have to be looked up on my phone. It's number 16 who's going back for the Raiders. But one finger being held up by Coach Baldwin of the Raiders to Chris Hogan, as that will be inside for ball 3.
Yeah, 3-0 count. You're not swinging, so.
So number 16, that's Liam Nolan, who's going back to warm up for the Raiders to relieve Colin Hogan as he walks Jack Cusson on a 4-0 count, back-to-back walks. And I think we might see just 1 more at bat, maybe 2, if this one gets over in a hurry. So no outs. Runners on first and second for Hogan. Pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and I mean, he might load the bases here, so.
That'd be a tough situation for Nolan to come into.
Yeah.
Strike 1 called. Dion trying to sell it as he inched out. Dion at the bottom of the order here. We'll go back to the top. Ben Karen, as that is very high and inside. One thing you got to give the Red Hawks dugout some credit for is they are some pretty encouraging teammates. You can see them all sprawled over the fence over there. You can hear them in between every pitch as that one is fouled into the backstop for strike 2. Pretty helpful, too. Look at Ben Karen going to help out the home plate umpire, getting the foul ball back there.
Yep.
There's the Red Hawks dugout again. Braden Dion. 2-2, the delivery. Takes it low for ball 3.
Yeah, I mean, full count here. You're looking base there, ball 4, so. Swinging at anything close.
Checking on first and second is Hogan. The kick, the delivery on the full count.
Wow.
And that's ball 4. some hesitation from Dion there. Made me down my count of the
Yeah, no,
at bat.
yeah, I was like, what the heck?
So, back-to-back walks. Bases are loaded. Hogan's still on the mound, and it's going to be popped up in the infield. Runners won't advance as Karen flies out to short on the first pitch.
One pitch, one out there. Ooh.
That's a strong hit. Left field underneath it is going to be caught by the left fielder. Tagging up, Miller, the throw to the plate. Not in time, he's safe. And the Red Hawks are up by 2.
Yeah, nice RBI. Fly out to left field there, but get that run.
Be a sacrifice fly for Brady Pareda out to left field. As it was Johnny Andrews who made the grab for the second out. That will be ball 1 inside to Austin Durso. Hogan with the delivery, and a good stop right there from Phil Morin on the ball in the dirt. Dion on first. It's Jack Cusson on second, taking some pretty big leads, and a big hit up the middle. Stopped, he falls, and all the runners are safe. Bases are loaded. Tough look from Floric in the infield so far this afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, to be fair to him, it was a hard hit ball, so. Tough way to field it. But hey, that loads the basins here.
And it's going to be Caden James who takes ball 1 low again. Hogan still hanging on. 2 outs, bases loaded, a tough situation for him. Ball 2.
Oh, go ahead.
Already up by 2 is the Red Hawks. Hogan, strike 1. James was looking as it went past.
Good hitters count, though, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can take advantage of it.
Kicking the delivery inside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. James gonna have to be a pretty sweet pitch if he's gonna swing on it. The delivery from Hogan. He does take a big hack, and now it's a full count. Guess he figured he could take a chance on it. This is the 3rd full count that Hogan has worked himself into so far this inning. The previous 2 times, it's been a walk. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's a 3rd walk.
Yeah, and I think he'll get taken out of the game now. So.
Wouldn't be surprised, and it looks like he is, as Mark Baldwin comes out to the infield.
Now we'll see Manu take the mound.
And if my roster is correct, it'll be Nolan who comes on to relieve Colin Hogan. And Hogan looks like he's heading towards the outfield here. And coming in, Johnny Andrews. So we'll simply have a change of position here for Hogan. He'll still be in the lineup. And that is likely what will happen on the Red Hawks side of things. When Akoski comes off of the mound, it'll be Hall, who is the first baseman not in the batting order, who will take to the bench, and it will be Akoski, the first baseman unless some other substitutions are made. So, warming up on the mound is Nolan, and while that happens, we will take a quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Back to Frontier Community Access Television. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded. A dinger sent over to shortstop. The throw, 1 hop, he's out. It's a good drive from Drinker, but that will be the end of the inning as Liam Nolan, with just a single pitch, will help the Raiders escape a pretty rough situation there. Red Hawks still score 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th to extend their lead 5-2. McCoskey will return to the mound at the top of the 5th when we come back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Red Hawks tack on 2 more runs at the bottom of the 4th, being held scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. Now we are in the top of the 5th with Hakoski still on the mound for the boys in blue. Up to bat, Thomas Moore, the right fielder. Strike 1 called against Moore, who struck out on a 1-2 count at his first at-bat. That one is sent well into center field. Waving it down is Ben Karen, and he makes the one-handed catch. Well, it's been a great outing on the mound so far this afternoon for Joey Hakoski, but he's gotten plenty of really great help from his fielders all around him. The defense has been phenomenal for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, other than that second inning, he's pitched phenomenally. So you just gotta rely on your defense, and hey, they've been making some good plays. So
yeah, over halfway through the game here in terms of innings. That one is going to be popped up again. Now it's going to be fielded down and caught by Austin Durso, the shortstop. 2 up, 2 down on fly balls. And now up to bat, it'll be Phil Morin, who in his last at-bat had a single out to left field, and that was during the big scoring inning for the Raiders, as that will be ball 1. Incidentally, the first ball pitched of this inning for Hakoski, and his third pitch thrown that wasn't hit in this inning. So that one's going to be sent hard into foul territory, scooped up by a fan. A little souvenir. If they let him keep it. I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
No, they give the ball back.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch. Make it a 2-1 count. Two away. 2-1 the count. Hakoski, his delivery. Inside, ball 3. A good take right there to watch it go past him from Phil Morin.
3-1 count now.
Wind up and the pitch high, and Hakoski walks him. So one man on with 2 outs here for the Hampshire Raiders. Revenge tour been pretty successful thus far for the Red Hawks, but still, a few innings of baseball left for the Raiders to make a stand. Only 3 runs down. They were able to string 2 runs together in the in the 3rd inning, as we'll see a pinch runner for the Raiders this time around, Joe Breggett. And I apologize, I was talking to his father before the game and now I forget his last names. That one is sent to left field underneath it. Pareda, he makes the grab. That is the side. Vince Carr on the first pitch that he saw sent it out to Pareda. And as a matter of fact, in between innings, I'll go over and see if I can get that last name again. Don't want to make him disappointed in me after I had a very nice conversation with him. So Hakoski with another successful inning on the mound. We'll wait and see if we see him in the 6th.
Yeah, and that was a quick top of the inning, so hey.
Yeah, very well might. Not sure what his pitch count is. Maybe I'll go try and find that out too. But when we come back, it will be the bottom of the 5th, and we'll get to see more than just one pitch from Liam Nolan after Colin Hogan has been relieved by him after pitching 3.2 innings. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. back to Frontier Community Access Television. A new face on the mound for the Raiders is Liam Nolan up against Colin West. Takes a big hack at the first pitch he sees for strike one here in the bottom of the fifth. Strike two called against Colin West.
So far on the mound, so good.
Yeah. Koski. Batter up. That's a little bit outside for ball one. Koski, one of the two players to cross home plate in the last inning for the Red Hawks. That'll be ball two. Count even now. Here's the 2-2 from Nolan. Full count. Working it back is Colin West. And that'll be a walk. Good job of patience from West to win the at-bat there. And in the field, the only change made is Johnny Andrews no longer in left. Now it's Colin Hogan out there. As a pickoff attempt is made, it's a high throw, not in time, as West hugs the bag, brushing the dirt off of his shirt, trying to get some of it out of his hands. So. But it's Koski up to bat. Takes strike one right down the gut. Taken by West. Strike two called against Koski.
That was almost exactly in the same spot as the last pitch.
Yeah. Some precision right there from Liam Nolan. West stealing. Throw will be held off by Morin. Colin West takes second, standing up.
Yeah, he took off right away, so.
Check swing, high for a ball. Swing and a miss for strike three. It's Joey Koski. That is his first strikeout of, well, that's Koski's first time striking out today, and that's the first strikeout for Liam Nolan as he has come in to relieve Colin Hogan. He's taking the lead off second. High strike call as it traces the line of the zone against Jack Cusson. Nolan with the kick and the pitch, very high.
Nice stop by the catcher.
Excellent behind the plate so far. Now, we mentioned it a few times before, but you can't really understate it. This one is sent very high up, being called off by the shortstop, and Floric makes the grab. That's two away for Liam Nolan. Gonna have a scoreless first inning here. Rotation, so that will be outside. Ball one.
Get by.
And West with the speed. Advancing again on a wild pitch, the third wild pitch from the Raiders we've seen, as now Coach Baldwin come out and have a quick talk with Nolan. I think the fourth wild pitch we've seen the game, but it's been three from the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, just got to keep it in control, you know, trying to pitch something that the catcher can stop.
Yeah. the Hawks with their bats. 2 runs scored. However, actually, well, I shouldn't say with their bats. It was 2 runs scored, and there was no hits recorded. There was a couple errors that got guys on base. So that is low. West gonna come home. The catcher couldn't find the ball, and Colin West takes home plate. The Red Hawks lead 6-2.
Away from there, that was unlucky.
Very unlucky.
3-0 count, so.
Nolan trying to recover. That's going to be lined past him, up the middle. Nice grab from the second baseman, and the stretch from Kudelka to get the 3rd out. Combination there for the 3rd out by the Raiders. And we will see the return of Joey Okoski on the mound. He's coming back to start the top of the 6th. A pretty remarkable first outing for him, doing very well.
Yeah, I think Matthew told us he was up to like 70 pitches. So
70 pitches. I mean, that's a pretty tall order right there for high school, I'd say, but he's been performing pretty efficiently though.
yeah, not bad at all.
So in that last inning the last bottom of the inning for the Red Hawks, 1 run scores on no hits and no one left on base at that 3rd out. So we will see Okoski take the mound once again when we come back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Top of the 6th. Just 2 innings left for the Raiders to mount a comeback as they are down by 4 against the Red Hawks. 6-2. Okoski still on the mound. Joe Morrow takes ball 1 low and outside in his 3rd appearance at the plate this afternoon. Sun's starting to get low even though we can't see it. It's starting to get a little dark and cooler. That is sent up through the gap. Reaching for it was Durst, so it gets over his glove, and a base hit for the leadoff man by the Raiders.
And getting things started in the top of the 6th, and it's nice hit there. So
stepping off the mound there was Okoski, keeping an eye on Morrow. He's taking a lead off first. The pitch inside and high, ducking underneath it was Kudelka. Quick reflexes on ball 1, and as you've been talking so much about what a great outing he's had, it seems like the number of pitches will be catching up to him here. Not sure if we're seeing any bullpen activity from the Red Hawks quite yet, as that one is going to be fouled up in our area. Again, it's going to be a little bit to our left. Reaching for it was Porter Hall. He's trying to scale the fence to go and catch it.
yeah, he'd need another like six more feet on his arm, and maybe he could have got that one.
Or just no fence, but that wouldn't work out too well for us here. Taking second, the throw, not in time on the other side of the bag. Some good aggressive base running from the Raiders. They're down by 4. I mean, you got to take some gambles. And Morrow, in his first time base running.
Oh.
Look at that hit out to left field. A deep one. Pareda there to make the grab. One-handed catch. But that was a pretty sweet shot right there from Kudelka.
Yeah, it was almost, it was unlucky. It was like right to the left fielder, so.
Yeah.
Right to Pareda.
A line out to left field. Koski stays on the mound. One out. And that will be a low pitch. Very low for ball one. Against Colin Hogan. See, this is why we wear our pants and sweatshirt here this time of year, Tom. It gets cold quickly here in the late innings.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a little chilly.
That one is going to be fouled off on the third base line. First strike one.
And if Husky gets through this inning, I wonder if we'll see him in the 7th.
I mean, if the Red Hawks can maintain a pretty big lead, that's a great pitch. Cut taken by Hogan. It slipped right past him. But if the Red Hawks can maintain a solid lead, I think we just might, Tom. The 1-2 from Akoski. Lined right back at him. It got past him. Backhand grab. Throw to first. Safe is the call. Hall protesting at the bag.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a close call.
Very close call. Great hustle, though, from Hogan.
It looks like Koski might be taken out of the game here, so.
Wouldn't be surprised, and it looks like he is here. Fantastic outing for him, and it looks like the guy who's getting the tap in here is going to be Austin Durso, our shortstop. Coming in for him at short will be Carter Miller, wearing number 2 in blue. And so with runners on the corners and one out, we will take a quick break here in South Deerfield. Top of the 6th as Austin Durso warms up on the mound for the Red Hawks. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Access Television. So after 5 full innings and an out, Joey Akoski's run on the mound is over. Hogan takes second on a smart base running play there. No throw attempted. There's a runner on third. Ball 1 was called on the first pitch by Durso, and now it's ball 2 to Cameron Hunsiker. Now, Durso, not his first time pitching this season, he pitched a single out in the game. It was the last out of the game against Southwick yesterday. So that's ball 3, now a 3-0 count. Durso working himself into a hole early here. And he gets the called strike. It's a smart move by Hunsiker not to swing it that way, but it is where it needed to be. 3-1, big take, got him, and we're at a full count. Only one out, though, for the Red Hawks, but a big pitch incoming nonetheless.
Yeah, good job from Durso working way back here.
Strike 3, he got him looking. Oh man, Durso works his way back from being down 3-0. And he gets the second out of the inning. His first out is a strikeout looking. Pretty good start. And another great pitch this time to Riley Florick, swinging strike one. Runners on second and third for the Raiders. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Pitch in the dirt and stopped by James. Good job with the quick reflexes. Looked like he got it with his knee. The 1-1 from Durso. Outside, ball 2.
2-1 count. Another good hitters count here, so.
Really big opportunity for the Raiders. Really want to capitalize here as if you're Florick, but the pitch slips past his bat. Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, one more pitch from D'Urso and get out of the inning.
The kick, the windup. He got him. Oh, man. So 2 outs in the books for Durso, both of them strikeouts. A great job so far in the season for the Redhawks pitching staff after we started this season saying that that's going to be their issue. I mean, it's only been 2 games, but they're looking really great so far.
Yeah, not bad, Mason. Not bad at all, you know.
So it will be the bottom of the 6th, possibly the last time we'll see any batting from the Redhawks unless we see a big rally from the Raiders to tie it up or take the lead in the top of the 7th. A reminder that we don't go to 9 innings here in high school, just goes to 7. So when we come back, it will be the bottom of the 6th. Liam Nolan looking to try and hold the Redhawks off for another inning and keep his team in this game. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Back at the top of the order here for the Red Hawks. It is the bottom of the 6th. Might be the last time we see them batting. Ben Karen in his 4th plate appearance now against Liam Nolan takes one high and inside. Pulling the Matrix move to get out of the way. Big swing, and that's going to be taken back into the woods, it looked like.
Another one lost.
I had quite a few of those today.
Yeah, sometimes they'll send a player out there to try to get them, so.
Maybe they do that during practice. You never know. That's the punishment that they have. Strike 2 called against Ben Karen. 0 for 3 so far. He was a designated hitter in the game yesterday as that ball is in the dirt. But he was a designated hitter in the game yesterday. He was talking to me about some issues in his throwing arm, but now he's out playing center field, hasn't had to make any big plays out there quite yet, but he's still got at least one more trip into the outfield to go. As another ball is sent into the dirt, it's a full count.
Yeah, 3-2 full count. Looking for a base hit or ball 4 here, so.
Nolan with the payoff pitch. Ball 4. And this will be Ben Caron's first time getting on the base path today. He's made contact with the ball every other time that he has been at bat, send it into play, I should say, but it's been 2 flyouts and 1 ground out for him. That is ball 1 delivered to Brady Pareda.
And we're yet to see a double play today, so.
There goes Caron. He's taking second. The throw, the slide, not in time. He's safe.
Well, there goes the double play opportunity. Unless it's like a line drive.
We've seen a couple that could have been, but just the throw or the tag wasn't quite there, and that they couldn't get a throw over to first. Pitch to Pareda, going to be fouled back. One the count. I have 2 balls, 1 strike. The motion from the umpire. Missed the one that was the stolen base. Caron taking third, and he's safe. Oh, man.
He kind of got lucky. If the third baseman held on to the ball there, he probably would have been tagged out. So.
Yeah, the throw also on the other side of the plate. But Caron, first time on the base path, and he is hungry. Look at the big lead he's taking on third. Strike called. And I guess it was a 3rd strike on Pareda, so he had the count wrong. Pareda caught looking for the first out here. Nolan, big cut from Durso for strike 1. All the Redhawks need is for Durso to get it into the field of play, and he does. It's going to be out. Looking to be caught. It is. Tagging up is Caron. A sacrifice fly for Austin Durso.
Yeah, well, at least they get the run in there, so makes it to 7-2.
And that's been a pretty good day for Austin Durso. After a great start on the mound, now he gets a sacrifice fly.
And see if Caden James can get things rolling again for the Hawks.
Takes strike 1 there. He's had 2 big hits earlier in the game, walked once. And now he takes ball 1. That first big hit that he had would have been a close play at first, but it was the error that got him the ground rule double. High ball 2 called off the pitch from Liam Nolan, who he himself has had a pretty decent trip to the mound in relief this afternoon. Or I guess I could start saying this evening. Yeah. That's sent very high over our heads into foul territory, and not getting there in time is Kudelka. Might have been able to get there, but there was a couple fans that were
we're getting zoomed in on, Mason.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're getting zoomed in
yep.
on. Well, hey there. So I thought you meant that the fans were getting zoomed in on, but no, I think he could have gotten there. He didn't want to run into the fans though, so
yeah,
bit of courtesy. But James strikes out. That is the 3rd out.
Yeah, and what he could have done, Mason, is if he has to stay behind the line, so if his glove reaches over, he can catch that. So
yeah, just didn't have quite the angle to stop himself. I think he felt in time, but that will be, like we said, possibly the last time that we see the Redhawks batting, as it will be Durso still on the mound, looking to get. Well, I won't confidently say the save because I don't know for sure all of the rules of that. I know them in the MLB, but I don't know if it's the same for the for high school, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I mean, the Raiders, they have to go out here and score 5 runs, so
Yeah,
going to be a challenge for them.
it's been a pretty successful show from Durso so far today, as we said, and you're right, Tom. The pressure is all on the Raiders right now. They are currently trailing by 5 as it's really starting to get pretty dark out here with the clouds closing in around us and the sun going down as well. But
Yeah, it's
still 3 outs to make something happen for themselves.
yeah, and it's not been. I mean, a 2-hour game, not too long, but
No, we had a couple long innings, but thankfully for my scorekeeping, we didn't loop the batting order at all. The closest we got, I think, was just within 1 batter here in the 3rd.
oh wow,
It was just Kudelka who didn't go, who didn't bat. So that was a close call. Or actually, that happened at the same in the 4th inning for the Red Hawks. West, the only batter to not go that time around, but we had a couple longer innings, but then we had a couple 3-and-outs as well earlier on. But here we go, top of the 7th, last chance for the Raiders. Durso, that is a check swing that's fouled off by Moore. His 4th plate appearance this evening. 0 for 3 so far, 2 flyouts and a strikeout.
yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, he's got to get things rolling.
Yeah, it's first time facing Durso though. That's a strike. Looked like it was going to be inside.
Yeah, it looked like a nice curveball there. So
Yeah, definitely got a reaction out of him. But now the 0-2 from Durso here in the top of the 7th. Big cut.
Ooh.
And
yeah, that one's gotta hurt a little bit.
yeah, that's the ones you always hated to hit when you're in rec and it just stung on your hands afterwards. But
Yeah.
Moore getting back into it. Steps into the batter's box. 0-2 again. Durso nodding off a few options. Now he delivers. Big cut. He got him.
Yeah, nice 4 pitches there and gets him. So
I mean, Durso's been great so far this game. It was 5 full innings for Pekoski, and it's been a deep ball, right field, Drinker there for the grab.
hey, there we go, 2 outs. So Hampshire's down to their last life here, Mason.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Seacard, though, the captain, one of the 2 captains. And now we got the other one coming up. It's Phil Moore, the catcher. But as I was saying, Durso, he broke his streak. He had 3 strikeouts in a row. That one is fouled back, not into the parking lot for strike 1. But these 2 guys smiling at each other here. Morin and Durso seeming to know each other a little bit, maybe. See Durso laughing to himself on the mound as that is sent foul. Dion was pursuing it for a moment.
Yeah, Durso wheeling and dealing right now, Mason. So
He's got a chance to close it out with this pitch. With that foul ball, it's the 2nd strike. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Durso fouled back. He stays alive.
could see a curveball from him here.
Wouldn't be surprised. Trying to get the payoff here to seal the deal. 0-2 from Durso. Low for ball 1. Still waiting on that third strike if he can get it, and it's going to be sent into center field. Coming in is Karen. He won't make the catch. Threw on the brakes to make the stop after it bounced to him, and it will be a base hit from Morin to center field. So it won't be a perfect relief outing for Durso as he smiles over to second at Phil Morin. Definitely seems like they know each other.
Yeah.
That one's fouled back past the umpire for strike one.
Yes, he got the better of him on that at bat, so.
It's a good battle back. Now he takes a short lead off first. Durso checks in on him. Then the pickoff attempt, he's safe. Up to bat here, Vince Carr has had 3 at-bats. Was hit by pitch on his second one. So that is ball 1. Count is even. Durso looking to close the game out. Pitching just shy of 2 full innings. So that will be ball 2. Right now he's got a full inning and an out's worth under his belt. Closes out the game by himself. It'll be an inning and 2 outs. So that one is lined out into right field. Raiders stay alive. One hop fielded by Drinker. Staying at second is the lead runner, Morin. Back-to-back singles.
Yeah, I mean, there's life for Hampshire, so don't count the Raiders out just quite yet.
No. Now it's Joe Morrow, who had a big single in his last at-bat.
Yeah, it's Caden James talking to Durso here.
Maybe giving him a tip or two. He's one of the guys that is not only playing a position in the field, but is also going to be a pitcher for the Red Hawks this season, going back to his rec days. Played catcher for him a few times myself. Played a little bit of everything in rec. That's just how you had to do it, I guess.
Yeah, catching is the only thing I never did, so.
That's going to skip past Dion. Coming home is Morin. He's going to score if the throw isn't in time. It's not. Runners are held at third and second, and it's not over yet. Morrow on the first pitch. Doubles.
Hey, I mean, now the tying run's not up to bat quite yet, but two guys in scoring position, and you have yourself a game with 2 outs in the bottom or top of the 7th.
Now it's 2-0 the pitch in favor of Ethan Kudelka, who has not gotten on base yet. He's 0 for 3, but he's had some pretty deep shots. That one will be ball 3.
Yeah, he's got to work his way all the way back here.
Delivery from Durso on the 3-0. Got the strike called, keeping himself alive. 2 outs down for the Raiders, down to their last life. They've got runners on second and third. That one's going to be popped up high. Underneath it is Cussin, and he makes the grab. The Red Hawks will hold on after a small surge late in the game by the Raiders, and they will continue a strong start to their season and go 2-0. Revenge tour is complete, taking down both the Southwick Rams and the Hampshire Raiders. They got to be feeling pretty good in that dugout.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an excellent game so far. Good way to start the season, 2-0.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to see if the Red Hawks can keep it going, Mason. So.
Yeah. There was 3 hits in that last inning there by the Raiders. So, like I said, it was a pretty impressive compared to some of their other innings. That actually was the most hits they've gotten in a single inning in the whole game. So great effort by them down to the last. But the Red Hawks hold on for their second win of softball. I'm gonna look forward to that. Good one coming up next when we cover these boys down. Home game is going to be against Greenfield.
Oh.
So that is always a good time. Definitely tune in for that one. That is on April 8th after the calendar turns to the 4th month of the year. But for the time being, that will be all from us this evening. I've been